I am Yuma Mudra, and I am going to offer a serial of videos alone and also with other people in English about Danza Duende Network. We want to create a structure of explanations about the philosophic and also about technical details of this project and of exercises, and regarding also many people who are part of the network and who are exploring this work on their own right. So I really invite all people to join in, maybe because you are interested to know about this work, maybe because you believe you could offer something to make this structure become more and more presentable and more available, because this is completely based on benevolent work, benevolent offerings, because we believe that it is very necessary nowadays to create means for people to enter deeply into their richness, their personal richness. And we also believe that working with your health, with the means of body, speech, and mind, and creating more and more network of people who are able to join together with a motivation which is free from gain and free from fear of losing money or having more money, but really completely concentrated on the love for art and the love also for human qualities of taking care of the world, of taking care of life, of taking care of ourselves as being protectors of all beings, instead of maybe abusing from resources and abusing from animals, exactly the opposite. So this project has been created by myself in 2004. Since a few years I am in a permanent half retreat, so I'm mostly retired, but also communicating with the teachers and all the people that have been making this network exist. So now we are doing it in English, because maybe English is the language that more people can understand and share. But we will translate slowly all the videos, and then we will create also paperwork, books, and different materials that will come from this purpose of generating a structure of explanations by little videos on YouTube. So please come on YouTube to see these videos. It is Raji Mudra, and it is called #Masterclass Yuma. See you there. I hope you have a good, wonderful day. Hello, this is the second video, Danza Duende Network. First video we talked about danza, and second is Duende. I'm talking English, and I will improve, hopefully, my English from one video to next one. Let's take a few seconds of silence, please. Your motivation for this meeting talking, listening, meditating, creating spaces for wisdom. May that be for the benefit of all beings. May that be truly for the benefit of human kindness, the human kindness. That may say the whole thing in one word. May us human beings reach the level of taking care of this earth, naturally, because it is our own nature and our own knowledge in the depths of ourselves. Okay, so may that be our motivation, and may that be the energy. So, before I start, let me tell you that this is the second video, and that the first video was about dance, by the word dance, and was about the mind training with dance. And actually this is the second time I am doing this one, the one about duende, because I think I had a technical problem in the midst of the recording. And so I'm doing it again. You know how it is when you did something once and then you do it again. It's a little bit like sometimes, oh, my cat. Sometimes the food is better the second time, sometimes not that much. Let me find the cat. He got lost in... Okay. Maybe that's why I needed to have the cat to make that video well. So, before I talk about duende, I wanted to tell you that we're going to go through the whole title before we really get into the work. So this is just creating a mindset to understand if actually whoever listening is interested, and whoever is interested finds a new way, because this is my intention, is to find a new way to create the structure and the understanding of the training. The training is not that different, it's just that the world is changing, and maybe it's nice to refresh the whole thing in a different kind of organization. It's the same tools, and it's the same heart. So I also wanted to tell you that we are having this motivation, of course, that this training can be of benefit for people, because it has been of benefit for many, and maybe as nowadays we are in a new world and a new situation, the fact that we could gather information about this training on the same website, and we could maybe find webmasters who could do that very well, that it could be a good tool. So we don't need any money at all. We're not looking for money at all, and we're not looking for fame. We're just asking if anybody is interested in making this happen. So people can help with translation. People can also translate my videos and send them writing. If it's writing, it's easier to have YouTube do the translation automatically into Spanish, into French, into many languages, but also maybe more people understand English than French or Portuguese. So that's why I'm doing it in English now. And you will be patient with my English. Sometimes I forgot words, I don't remember some words sometimes. But anyway, I always manage that we end up understanding each other. Another way of helping was actually even the website, making it. So if anybody is good at that and has really experience in this, it could be also something that would be helpful. And if somebody wants to give offering in order to make that happen, which is actually most of all to have the means to have professional making the structure of the website and the design and all that. So it's welcome. If you want to write to me, you have my blog. You can write to me by the blog. And that's it. That's enough for now, because there's nothing so far organized. What I need to tell you is that we're not organized, but we did have conversations with many people from the Danza Duende Network that we do wish to create this archive. If it's in English, I don't know how you say that. Archiva, in French is archive. It's a collection, the collection of how to work with the dance as the main tool for your own authentic path in life. So it's not only as a dancer, it's also as a dancer. And it's also something that can help you very much as a musician, as an architect, as a painter. It has been the cases. And it's also very helpful for the poetry of your life, how your poetry is expressed in things you love. It helps very much because the training helps you to keep your innocence in the same time that you are learning. So in the same time you're learning and you're unlearning somehow. So this is the thing. And it's really about the mind training of being in the yoga. Yoga is what we do all the time. I already commented that. So we're always doing a yoga, which means being in connection with our nature, or maybe we are disconnecting. So this is where duende comes in place, because duende is a word from Spanish. It doesn't exist in other languages. You can find a few words that have a meaning close to duende in other languages, like tarab, or like mana, or like drala in Tibetan. But each language has a concept around this magic of art that is a little bit different. In the case of duende, it's very much in relationship with flamenco and mostly with gypsy people. So it started to be like a tradition in the families of gypsies to say that somebody would tiene el duende. And when you say he has the duende is like, it's like a magic, it's like a fairy, it's like invisible beings coming as soon as you start singing, or as soon as you start saying a poem, or as soon as you start dancing, even when you're not yet doing it, So this magic, the duende, is not specifically about the virtuosism, because somebody could be very, very good at something and not being somebody that we would say has the duende. The duende is really this specific feeling that goes through the whole people in presence of this art action, and that makes the whole people not feel any more separated at all. It knocks you out of your habitual yourself, and that's the duende. And it's like if the artist in that moment is literally, I would say, in sacrifice. It's like he's offering himself, herself, to that presence, to that moment. Of course, it does require some technique, because some people have technique naturally, so let's not forget that. Let's not forget that some people actually naturally are born with ability to have this technique, because probably it's memory from other lives, probably. Very much the case. And also because you live in a place where it can happen, like in the case of gypsy, it happens a lot, no? You live in a place where since you were in your mother's belly, you're hearing that, you're feeling that, the dance, the rhythm, the music. And so when you grow up very, very, very early, at a young age, you do have technique. Even if you didn't go to school, you have the technique. You know what is a rhythm. You don't miss it. You're not thinking about how is this rhythm. I forgot. I don't feel it. So the idea is not only that everybody has art and everybody is poet, and everybody is actually naturally a dancer, musician, poet, everything human beings do. We have it like it's inherent of us. Actually, almost everything that all humanity did live already is somehow available in us, no? If we are available, maybe. But anyway, it's not only that we have this ability, it's also that we are exquisite in this ability because of this one-pointed mind that makes us completely give ourselves into this action of singing, dancing, etc. So the gypsies started to call this duende, and having duende, it's like if it takes you, you're possessed, you're taken away by this magic. And it became famous because the poet Federico Garcia Lorca did create a whole conference and text and books and concept about the duende in the flamenco. So when we say Danza Duende, what we mean is that we are in relationship with dance, which is our main relationship with the essence of ourselves, the dance. And the dance does extend to everything we do. So this is the part about dance, but we are not only into the interest we have into knowing how is the mind training, how are the techniques, how is it that we can in the same time learn, in the same time remain free and remain as a child. It's also the duende. The duende does interest us as the manifestation of something that is beyond me and beyond you as separated. So we are interested in welcoming the magic. And so what we say in Danza Duende is that if your dance is duende, why not your life? And if your life is duende, the dance can show you the path to cultivate that duende in your life. So the duende in this case is not always as intense. It can be less intense. It is somehow this beyond myself and beyond yourself that are welcome. What do I mean by that? I mean that beyond my sense of separation, something is there which is not explainable, which is not intellectual, which is never conceptual. That's why duende has no translation. This is why I like this word. Which makes you enter the mystery of how sometimes duende comes and sometimes duende doesn't come. And this is very interesting because actually it's a treasure that is available to us and which we usually don't notice, or we usually don't dedicate ourselves to it. So this is why the word duende. So in the trainings, it's very important to understand, first of all, that Danza Duende is not the transmission of a form. It is not flamenco. It can be flamenco. It is not jazz. It could be jazz. It is not free improvisation. It can be free improvisation. The level that we relate with the word choreographic is a little bit more the manifestation of Danza Duende in a professional dancer. So choreographic has this little difference with Danza Duende Network, that choreographic is specifically the art of dance as somebody who dedicates to dance as his profession, as his main way of being present in the society. And the art of creating rituals with the dance. So this is something I just say for the people who get a little bit confused about all these different words. Danza Duende Network is the network of people who are dedicated to the duende by the means of dance, which can express in all kinds of relationship with life, with the daily life, with art, with many things, with education, with lots of things. The choreographic is like something that we get into when we become, I would say, a crazy obsessed by the dance, the ritual, and the manifestation of archetype. Okay? So, to learn about duende is absolutely not possible. What is possible is to learn how to let go of whatever it is we have as a habit that cuts it. It cuts the presence. It stops you from being completely given into it, engaged. It keeps you out of engagement. The engagement is the thing, you know. So actually, technique helps you in engagement if your mind training is present with your technique. But also, the duende will give you technique itself, because as soon as you enter the flow of being free from me, you, and duality and all this division, actually your technique increases in that precise moment. Maybe you don't remember after, but the technique increases. And actually maybe everybody lives something like that. Suddenly you were a little bit drunk and you sang much better than you usually do, or suddenly you did things that you're usually not able to do. Or maybe in a dream, you dreamed that you were... This happened to me when I learned how to drive. I was in a dream and I could really drive perfectly, and I knew when I woke up that this was it. I was going to get it, you know, and that really happened because something went beyond, you know. And so how is it that you go beyond? It is not that you want to go beyond. You don't... It's not because you want a lover you get it, you know. It doesn't work like that. But it's because you are creating a situation in which you are completely available for engagement. You are available to sweat. You are available to be in love, to maybe even bleed. You are there, you know, for it, and you are giving it again and giving it again. And then maybe you don't sleep so much, or maybe you are afraid of being on stage, or many things that you can engage into, which makes that slowly you can take away all these different protection which were not absolutely needed in this case, because the duende cannot happen if you are not engaged. So the training is more about creating a new kind of habit, which is not anymore the habit of closing your awareness, but the opposite. How is closing the awareness? I explained it in the video number 1. It is very much how the relationship to movement and the way we did learn movement, the way we did train into a technique which engages a repetition of movement, and how we have a certain setting of our perceptions at that moment. It comes back to you with the movement. So if you change that set, if the setting is changed, you can put in your body a new habit, which is always the habit of bringing you back to presence. It brings you back automatically. So it's not something that you have to be worried about, because instead of having the habit of worrying about how beautiful you are, how ugly we are, how I should be like this, I should not be like that, or I would like to look like this, or I would like to reach this thing, or maybe I'm not able to, or maybe I'm so pissed off because I did it wrong. Instead of all this thing, which is a mindset, your gesture is full of something that is relating you to the infinite, how you say in English, the infinite, not limited sense of being. So this is the whole thing, no? the body and my presence here and now is limited to the weight, to the time, to the space, gravity, and how not only my body but also all the things around me are going to create a situation in which I cannot be totally free. Like now here, if I do like this, maybe I make all of this fall down, and I have a cat on my knees. So there's a camera in front of me. So all this relationship with things, they don't let me be completely free. But of course, the dance is that I can express the unlimited being that inspires the poetry of life inside of that limitation. So this is what makes that suddenly we have a sense of unlimited in the limited. Yes? And your body starts to be used to that. That even if you're only doing this, maybe this is incredibly huge in a small space. Okay? Or maybe in a huge space you can make it smaller. So it's all of these things that you train into in order to have the habit of unlimited on one side. So there's a paradox, unlimited being, unlimited freedom of being, which is completely in harmony with the limitation of time, space, gravity, weight, rhythm, all of it. So you adapt to the relationship with relative reality and the absolute beyond reality. This is what creates duende. So duende can be very dramatic in the kind of flamenco, but actually it's not limited to the drama. It's just that drama, and we will study that. Drama does give an opportunity to go beyond our fear and suffering. So this is something we will very much work on. So I think this is enough for the second video. I really wish that this work will be very nice and that we're going to enjoy it. I really look forward to enjoy the whole thing, and I really invite people to join me in this. And the videos will be not too long, but we will not end them, if it's possible, until we have really put on the whole mandala, the whole structure, the constellation of how to work with your body, speech, and mind in the creation of the wisdom camps by Danza Duende. Okay, so may all beings benefit of the merit, if there is any, of this talk, and the merit, I hope, of whoever joins me in these conversations. And thank you for your patience with my English. I'm looking for words, but I really believe that slowly my English will improve. Bye-bye.